Welcome to New Light Living Podcast. I'm Ulrika Sullivan. I'm an intuitive spiritual life coach and a galactic astrologer. This video is a galactic astrology reading of the new moon in Aquarius at 20 degrees 41 minutes on February 9th, 2024. Welcome. What I do in these videos, I put an outer layer of galactic points, fixed stars, and celestial bodies to the traditional Western tropical astrology wheel. And that is to help us connect with a bigger perspective beyond our Milky Way galaxy, where we are belonging to as part of our solar system, but to go further out and start to connect to our multidimensional self. So many of us are interested in what else is there to my astrology chart, my own unique energy imprint. And galactic astrology gives that bigger perspective that we now are ready for. So here you'll receive 3 energetic themes that I've pulled out from this new moon chart. And also at the end of the video, I have some questions for you should you want to integrate this energy some more. So stay with me for all of that. This new moon is a high frequency one. We are in a period of time where we are building up energy, and high frequency energy is incoming. We are getting a little taste of the Aquarian age type of energy here, but there is still an ask for us to purify our lives the way we are relating to ourselves and others, not just in the material world and the physical realm, but actually purify our way of thinking, gaining bigger perspective, higher perspective. The energy of oneness is incoming, and harmony and balance. And I'll talk more about that within the 3 energetic themes that I've pulled out. But simply, we are asked to not get stuck in the polarity, but actually go above that type of energy, because here we are, the future is coming in, which is based in unity consciousness. And unity consciousness is very high vibrating. And that's what we're getting a taste of at this new moon in Aquarius. Before we go into the new moon chart, I'd like to share the 3 themes with you. The first theme is Blu-ray frequency incoming, and that is based on the beautiful trine that the new moon is making to Lepus-Nihal fixed star. The second theme I've called the lesson of sovereignty. And here we have a highlight of Saturn's position in Pisces, opposite the fixed star Draco-Thuban. And also 2 very supportive trines, beautiful ones, to Sirius B and to the Shapley Attractor. The third theme I've called influx of multi-galaxy harmony. And that is due to a Grand Cross here that I will be going into further in theme 3. But also I'll give you a little bonus at the end, since the North Node and Chiron are getting closer and closer. So I'll share some views on that as well. The new moon is also talking about that there may be topics and things that we have to look at and deal with or approach in a different way, because it's unpopular. It's something that we may have left under the rug, so to say, and here it comes. There's a buildup of energy now to the upcoming Uranus-Jupiter conjunction in April, and the ruler of this new moon is Uranus. And you may know that Uranus is highlighted strongly within this new moon for many reasons. It is that influx of cosmic energy, but also a highlight, a reminder for us that there may be some unpopular topics that we may have not looked at or are remaining to look at before we step into and are able to step into unity consciousness and more harmonious, non-polarized energy. So this new moon is really that uh, reminder of, okay, now it's time to look at those unpopular topics so that we're not leaving behind uh, polarized topics within ourselves, but also in our environment. So this new moon can feel pretty radical and disruptive in many ways because of that high frequency energy that is coming in, that is going to stir up any unbalanced energy within ourselves that are due to either be released or transmuted. At this new moon, there's also a desire for truth, because once we have come to a truth within ourselves about a topic or a person or a situation, once we are in alignment with that truth, can see it clearly, then we can also let it go. So this new moon is very much in spirit of purification, cleansing, and truth. Are you curious about your own galactic alignments? Download my Galactic Alignments reference guide, and there is a link in the description below. Next, let's take a look at the new moon chart. So here we have the new moon chart. And as you can see here, the sun and the moon are together in Aquarius 20 degrees 41 minutes, making a square to the ruler of this new moon, Uranus. And if you notice, the 20-degree mark is really the entry, the portal to the spiritual realm, the third decan. And especially in Aquarius here, it's associated with very high frequency, unity consciousness. So this is the doorway we're standing in now at this new moon in Aquarius, because Uranus is going to be much more highlighted as we go between now and April timeframe, April 20th to be more exact, when Jupiter and Uranus meet up in conjunction at 21 degrees of Taurus. So here we have this growth opportunity presented to us to really step into and getting that taste of the high frequency energy at this new moon. So next, let's take a look at the first energetic theme for this new moon. So here we have the first theme that I called Blu-Ray frequency incoming. And you can see here the sun and the moon is involved in this beautiful air trine forming with the Lepus constellation and the fixed star Nihal at 20 degrees of Gemini, and also the south node at 17 degrees of Libra at the moment. Now, this air trine is a beautiful high frequency influx of energy. And the fixed star Nihal is associated with Blu-Ray frequency. And if you associate with the Blu-Ray frequency, you may feel this new moon really strongly and beautifully. There's a flow of energy here, as in any grand trine. So this also honors the past lives that we are having. With the south node involvement here is this beautiful combination of the past lives, but also incoming high frequency Blu-Ray energy. So this new moon is really a gate, opening a portal for this mix of energy, honoring the past, through the south node alignment, but also incoming beautiful Blu-Ray high level, high frequency compassion, oneness, unity consciousness. And the new moon in Aquarius portal here is that invitation for further purification, for cleansing, and in the spirit of truth. I want to show you here the Lepus constellation and the fixed star Nihal, which is really south on the sky map here from Orion constellation that you may be more familiar with. Nihal is associated with very high frequency energy, very individualistic, but artistic and empathetic, because the Blu-Ray indigo soul has a natural psychic ability, a natural telepathy abilities as well. And at the same time, a very strong association to the physical realm. So this is a bridge energy, very high vibrating, but also very comfortable and very associated with Earth. And therefore, the Blu-Ray energy is a seasoned interdimensional traveler. So here we go. All of these keywords that I mentioned here are associated with this high frequency energy that we will feel at this new moon coming in. And it's a little taste of the future. So enjoy that. Nihal frequency also shows us what is required to for this high frequency energy, and it's compassion. It's the unity between masculine and feminine within ourselves so that we can live a life with a higher perspective in compassion for ourselves, but also for others and our environment. So if you associate with the Blu-Ray frequency, you are here as a way shower, also often with a mission to anchor light, high frequency light to Earth. Both realms are very natural for a Blu-Ray indigo soul to traverse. So the Blu-Ray indigo soul is also born with a higher vibration, higher frequency naturally. So the psychic abilities and telepathic abilities are heightened all from the get-go. So if you have alignments to Lepus-Nihal in your chart, you may be also very naturally psychic and telepathic, and also being very linked to your imagination and artistry, both when it comes to mind, but also in the physical world. Here we have the second theme that I called the lesson of sovereignty. In this theme, Saturn at 7 degrees of Pisces is highlighted. Saturn is now out of orb. If you recall, if you watched previous videos, you recall that Saturn has been in alignment conjunct Fomalhaut, the royal star Fomalhaut, for many, many weeks. This new moon, Fomalhaut is out of orb from Fomalhaut, and now instead is opposite Draco-Thuban. Draco-Thuban, we talked about in the Gemini full moon in November. So I'm not going to go in depth with a description of Draco-Thuban here, but this opposition is highlighted to remind us that it is important to stay sovereign in this influx, this incoming high frequency, because it's easy to get either pulled in polarity or not feeling grounded. So Draco-Thuban, this opposition with Saturn, is an important reminder, not only from our past experience around polarity, but also the reminder that it's important for us to stay in our own sovereignty and not being influenced from either external forces or self-doubt or past life polarity memories that we may not have purified, transmuted, because we are moving into an environment with a lot more options, a lot more adversity, a lot more creativity in the way we are offered to move through our life. But we're not left here. We're not alone. We have two supportive trines on each side of this opposition, this strong reminder through Draco-Thuban and Saturn. One to trine to Canis Major-Sirius B, which is a very supportive, adaptable energy. Sirius B is associated with innovation and supporting a flow of change, adaptive energy. Now, Saturn is also making a trine to Haumea and Shapley Attractor, and it cannot be more multiverse than that. New Earth energy in a beautiful trine, infusing that hope, that bigger perspective, the multi-dimensional perspective to this lesson. So this mix of energy, and Saturn being very much supported, and this mix of energy around adaptability, innovation, but also new Earth energy, as opposed to the Draco-Thuban associated with, past polarity and restriction, and the reminders that we may get from this new moon to further cleanse our past and really associate that with the highest truth of how we associate with ourselves and our environment and situations. So as part of this second theme, I'd like to highlight an interesting finding here between 7 and 8 degrees in multiple signs. So if we start with Saturn at 7 degrees of Pisces, making a supportive sextile to Jupiter in Taurus at 8 degrees, and Jupiter is in alignment in a conjunction with Andromeda Titawin. Titawin is this beautiful Venusian energy, and the fixed star is associated with energy around spiritual warrior, also around boundaries and living in harmony, applying boundaries. So Titawin is this beautiful, harmonious energy. And then we have Mercury at 7 degrees of Aquarius, making a sextile to Reticulum and Alpha Reticulum fixed star at 8 degrees of Aries. And what I've seen in readings for individuals who have Alpha Reticulum in their chart is that it's this futuristic, beautiful, highly ascended, futuristic energy. And sometimes these souls have had a soul journey traveling from the future to now. It's this high frequency energy that is connected to Mercury in Aquarius right now at 7 degrees. And so all in all, this is 7 and 8 degrees is in the physical realm. There's a link here between the Venusian spiritual warrior, the futuristic, highly ascended energy, Saturn and Pisces, who are opposite Draco-Thuban, giving us that reminder of staying sovereign in adversity, and Mercury at 7 degrees of Aquarius, enabling this adaptable communication and feedback loop between these alignments at this new moon. I want to show you Andromeda Titawin here, and some of you have seen the Andromeda constellation on the sky map before. Titawin is not as known of a fixed star, so I've kind of placed it in here in pink so that you can see the location of the star in relation to the constellation of Andromeda. Titawin to me feels like a very advanced spiritual warrior, carrying that divine feminine harmony at the same time as being a groundbreaker that has the ability to break through. And Jupiter's conjunction to Titawin here at this new moon is another indicator of that, the expansion of this Venusian focus, the Venusian divine feminine warriorship, if you will, is of highly importance. A spiritual warrior from a divine feminine perspective or Venusian perspective may be the opposite of a spiritual warrior on the divine masculine side. If we talk archetypes here, this I feel is a very much a resting, receptive energy, but in full mastery in that space. So if you want to connect with this Andromeda Titawin energy some more, have a look at Arya Loomis channeled energy here in terms of the image of this female spiritual warrior. The third theme I called influx of multi-galaxy harmony energy. And here we have a focus on Venus and Mars. Venus and Mars will come into a beautiful conjunction on February 21st at 5 degrees of Aquarius. This theme is going to highlight Mars more so than Venus, but I want to highlight that Venus at this new moon is trine the ruler of this new moon, which is Uranus. And it's also worth to mention that Mars and Venus are traveling behind Pluto here as they gear up for their conjunction in February. So this purification, this cleansing at the personal level is key. Mars and Venus are really asking us, inviting us to come into harmony between our masculine and feminine energies within ourselves, but also notice where in our environment is there potentially an imbalance. So here we have the Grand Cross energy that I mentioned earlier. And if we start here with Mars in a square to Andromeda Galaxy at 28 degrees of Aries, so we are invited to consider input, influence, energy from our sister galaxy M31, Andromeda Galaxy. And we also have Andromeda Galaxy making a square to Canis Minor-Procyon at 26 degrees of Cancer, and also Mars making an opposition to Canis Minor. This is the reminder that spiritual technology of a new kind is incoming. This T-square between Mars, Andromeda Galaxy, and Procyon has been highlighted before, but now it also is highlighted by a square between Mars and Shapley Attractor and Procyon. This Grand Cross is a growth opportunity, a massive growth opportunity, taking in more input from another galaxy, multi-galaxy influx of energy, and overlaying that with the multiverse of Shapley Attractor and Haumea, who are still bringing in long-term new Earth energy, and mix that with new spiritual technology, new ways of relating and connecting within ourselves and to a higher perspective of multi-dimensional character. Mars is activating this Grand Cross now by being at 27 degrees of Capricorn. So now it's becoming real. It's activating, initiating this growth opportunity for us. Now, we're not done yet with this. If you notice, Mars is also making a supportive sextile to Neptune at 26 degrees of Pisces. And I have it here. I removed the Grand Cross to help us focus on Neptune for a moment as part of this theme. Neptune is making a square to Orion-Saiph and also a square to the galactic center. Now, this builds a T-square, and again, any T-square or Grand Cross is a signature of growth, of expansion, an opportunity for transmutation of energy. Orion-Saiph at 26 degrees of Gemini is the master transmuter. It's a transfer station. Anyone with Orion-Saiph in their chart is a master transmuter of negative energy to positive energy. So Orion-Saiph is here to support Neptune, but also this massive energy from the galactic center at 27 degrees of Sagittarius. Neptune here in charge of the spiritual evolution here on Earth is charging Orion-Saiph and galactic center with that last purification, that influx of cleansing, and here we go. Like it's a very transmutational opportunity for us to get into this higher vibrational energy, this momentum that this new moon is providing us. So here we have a little bonus at the end. I want to draw your attention to Chiron and the North Node. They are coming closer and closer to each other, North Node traveling in reverse. And the exact conjunction is going to happen at 16 degrees of Aries on February 13. And that's going to be another flip of a switch. And the North Node is conjunct at this time, the fixed star TauCeti in the Cetus constellation. And Chiron is going to be conjunct Andromeda-Alperatz. And if I take those two energies together, TauCeti, more diplomatic and diligent energy, and Andromeda-Alperatz is associated with freedom and freedom of limitations, imagination. So the two of those together, so this duo will also make a square to Lyra-Vega at 15 degrees of Capricorn. Lyra-Vega is very feminine spiritual mastery, and the duo will also make a square to Canis Major-Sirius A at 14 degrees of Cancer. Sirius A is also spiritual mastery, but more from a masculine perspective. So this is also another highlight on February 13 of divine masculine, divine feminine, spiritual mastery coming together in the North Node and Chiron. It is something here that we are invited to evolve from into the future. So we are invited to some sort of milestone here come February 13th. So this new moon is electric, with the new moon in trine with Lepus-Nihal, this Blu-Ray frequency that is highlighted through this trine, but also the sovereignty, Saturn being so central, opposite Draco-Thuban, reminding us about staying sovereign while we are in adversity, supported by beautiful trines on each side, but also this grand cross, this influx of multi-galaxy harmony with Procyon involved, with Haumea and Shapley Attractor involved, and Mars activating it all. Now, this is a high vibrating new moon, giving us a little glimpse of the future, highly evolved energy that is coming in and building up all the way until April. All planets are direct right now. So as usual, I have a couple of questions for you, should you want to integrate this new moon in Aquarius energy some more. The first question is, how can you take advantage of this opportunity for cleansing, purification, decluttering? This is the time where we are invited to remove and refine our ways of living, both within our relationship with ourselves, with others, but also with our environment. The question also here to ask yourself is, what do I need? Because the imbalance that may be in existence for that purification or cleansing to happen may be due to that imbalance that Saturn is reminding us of, opposite Draco-Thuban there. So what do you need? Once you answer that question, what do you need? Notice if there's a balance that can come into more harmony within yourself as you satisfy that need. Maybe you need more rest. Maybe you need more activity. That type of balance within is super important. The second question is, how can you stay sovereign in times of adversity? The times we're moving into now are going to be fast moving. There will be more options. There will be more ways of solving things or approaching things. And you may feel that you have so many options to choose from. And sovereignty has to do with staying true to yourself. How can you stay sovereign even if the environment around us is speeding up? Sovereignty also invites us to set further boundaries so that we can stay more harmonious within. What parts of your life could use some more boundaries? A gentle no, and maybe even yes. The third question is, what has been activated here at this new moon for you, with Mars activating this flurry of Grand Cross energy? What is it that you feel momentum around? What is the inspiration behind it? Now, all of that is qualities of this new earth energy: inspiration, harmony, balance. All of those types of qualities are ways of this high frequency energy that is going to lead us into the future. Are you curious about your own galactic alignments? Download my Galactic Alignments Reference Guide, and there's a link in the description below. Thank you for listening to New Light Living Podcast. I'm Ulrika Sullivan. I'm an intuitive spiritual life coach and a galactic astrologer. You can find me on my website, ulrikasullivan.com. Come visit me there and learn some more about what I do and what I can offer. I will be back soon with another video. Bye.